Well, good morning, everybody. I think you're going to like this next thing. I've alluded to this business before, and today I'm going to finally give you some specifics on stuff. I like to deal with things at the conceptual level so that you'll understand, why we would do something. And I have mentioned that your repeat business is, and I've mentioned this several times, that your repeat business is very, very valuable business. It's more valuable than your new business. And anyway, I'm going to spend the next several talking about that and specific stuff you can do to increase it. But all right, some of this is a little reiteration, and we'll ease into the new stuff in the segment, and then we'll cover basically 4 tactics after that. All right. So repeat business, I have given you the why, but let's do the why again here. It's 2 things. 2. It costs less to obtain. Your marketing budget is whatever it is, and it's mostly spent, and maybe all of it spent, on getting new customers. And you just kind of think, well, maybe some of those new customers will find me again, or if you're not thinking about your old customers as more valuable than new customers, then I want to get you to have a shift in your thinking on that, because the ones you've already serviced really are worth more than the ones you've never met yet. Yet that's where you're spending all the money. So they cost less to get, and when I say less to get, I'm talking about probably just a few bucks to get. Is basically maintaining, like I said, we'll discuss some tactics, but really not very much. And the likelihood that these people are going to call you back later is so much higher. So your cost to obtain a new customer could be, depending on your business, but it's not uncommon for people to have $100 or $200 to acquire a new customer. Well, depending on the cost of your service, that may not even be, you might not be able to make any money at all on it in the first year, maybe. And I'm not saying that it's not worth having, but I am saying that on the other hand, if you spent $5 or $10 to keep an old customer, and the people were 70% likely to call you, then they're all made up numbers, but you do the math on them, and it turns out that these people are worth more. Okay, now worth more. Not just because they cost less to get, and that is huge, but worth more because that trust issue. Keep going back to trust. These people are more likely to spend more money in the future. And we've covered this already, so I'm not going to belabor it again, but I can't emphasize it enough either. Just so much worth more. Now, there are basically 4 tactics. I'm going to kind of expand on one of them. You could call it 5 if you like. But the first 2 have to do with the secondary ID, which we'll get into, and one is your name for that. But there's the notion of forward scheduling, so getting the next appointment on the books. And then there's just good old-fashioned staying in touch. Christmas cards, it looks like that sort of thing. And then there's another one that has to do with keeping your promises. But I'll expand on that, because that's actually pretty powerful. But one thing I'd like to say to you before I close out this non-specific little segment here is that you're going to need systems. And if you don't have well, here's the thing. Everybody does have systems in the business, whether you have sloppy systems or you have systems, whatever. I mean, there's a system to it all. But once you get your systems formalized so that you really know what you're, like, I want this result, I want it consistently, and, this is how we do it. You follow steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out of the end of it comes the result that you're looking for. It turns it into a process that somebody else can do for you or that you yourself can do better because you don't have to make it up as you go along. You don't have to remember anything. There are rules to it. So systems is, I probably will do something on it, though I do not have it on my list. But the concept of systems, you're going to have to systematize some of these things that we're going to talk about here to really get the use of them, okay? All right, I'm going to do this all in one sitting, so I'll be wearing the very same clothes in the next session, and we'll get right on to doing some tactics here, all right? Talk to you then, bye. Hey friends, I hope this was useful to you. Would you do something for me? Would you please share this with anybody you know that ought to hear it too? And then, would you please give me the thumbs up and subscribe, right? That's kind of important on these things. Feel free to leave comments. All right, thanks a lot. And now get out there and do some winning.